Hey, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back. We just threw together a really quick how-to video on this assignable time spreadsheet in case you have any questions. But if after these 2 minutes are up you still have some additional questions, don't hesitate to give me a shout. Every school is going to be a little bit different depending on the number of divisions that you have, as that'll kind of change your minutes. But for the most part, I hope that this will answer most of the questions. So when you first open up the sheet, you'll notice across the bottom there's 3 tabs. This first one is just a quick overview of each of the teachers in your building and then what their total assignable hours are. It's also just a quick way for you to get an overview or a snapshot of your building. Important thing to understand is the only 2 things on this tab or sheet that you're going to change are going to be the teacher's FTE, and then if you need to add or remove teachers. So for example, if you didn't need Lim Lampart, you could literally just go in and delete that row. You'll get a little message saying, are you sure you want to do this? Don't worry about it, click OK. And that just gets rid of her. Everything else is the same. Now if you needed to add somebody, let's say we wanted to add somebody, so we're going to just insert one below, and let's just say it's Sam Smith. Okay, the only thing that you need to know is that the formulas didn't copy down, so you literally just need to select all of the formulas from above and just drag them down to apply it to Sam's. And that's a little bit annoying, but honestly you won't be doing a lot of editing, so you don't have to worry about it. So the only other thing would be, let's say that Sam is a full 1 FTE. You're just going to turn that on and you'll see that that's automatically adjusting those numbers. So again, on this page you're only adding or removing staff members and you're only changing the FTE. Everything else is going to calculate for you automatically. If we head over to the admin master, this is kind of where the magic happens. So if you add an employee, just make sure you add them to this list. It doesn't have to be in alphabetical order, but I'm just going to go ahead and add Sam Smith in here also. You'll see why in a second. Right here are going to be your default numbers for 1.0 FTE teachers. So you've already figured this out. So I've just got a generic number in here that's 1535, but let's say that yours is actually 1700, your transition time is 40, and your supervision time is 150. At some schools, so if you're at a K-8 school, you might have 2 or 3 of these depending on the division the teachers are teaching in, and you can just again make those changes inside. But if I come back over to here, you'll see that the instructional minutes have actually changed accordingly. Okay, so all of those minutes have updated based on these generic values. The next thing is, if we come back into here, these green values are additional assigned time or activities for teachers. So you can see that right here you've got total hours allocated for additional assigned activities, and that's those activities that apply to all staff. So meet the teacher night, you know, you've got it for an hour and a half, maybe you've got 2 of them, so you'll put that in as 3 hours. You've got your Christmas concert, and maybe there's another one that is band recital night, because you're expecting all your staff to be there. Add another hour. So that adds the total hours to 12. If I come over here, you'll see that that 12 applies now to all staff. Okay. The only other thing would be is if you are giving teachers additional assigned activities. So basically, let's say that Damon Dye, you're going to say that he's doing leadership, and he's getting, I don't know, 10 hours for that. And if you want to, you can put a date in here by double clicking if you want to just make a note of it, but totally not necessary. So if I look up Damon Dye now, Damon Dye is going to be across here, and you can see that 10 additional hours have been added into this, which is going to bring his overall total up. So that's basically it. Okay, this green one is activities that would apply to all staff. The assigned activities are going to be on an individual basis, and you can always sort these by teacher after the fact if you want to. The only thing that you really need to remember is when you add or remove teachers, you need to add them to this list, and you also need to add them to this list, excuse me, because this is the list that populates this drop-down menu. So I think that's it. If you guys have any questions, again, don't hesitate to ask, but I will be sharing these with you very shortly and start working on them.